Hello people, yeah, it's time for another Chewing the Fat. But this is a Chewing the Fat with a difference. Because normally my Chewing the Fat is all about just me getting a number of subjects that I want to talk about, and then I'll just switch the camera on and then I'll just have a good old rabbit about a few different items that I want to talk about. But this particular case, it is the week after the TFYTC Northern meet, which happened on Saturday the 9th of May in centre of Manchester. Now, I'd got wind of this on RapTrap25's vlog that he did a couple of weeks ago. And I looked at the date and I thought, oh, I might be able to go to that, because it happened to coincide with one of the working weekends where I'm up at Bury. Because I go up to the East Lancashire Railway on Bury on a fortnightly basis to volunteer to work on the railway. And it just so happens that that weekend was one of my work weeks up at Bury. So I decided I was going to, because I was sort of in the vicinity, I would blow off work and come down for this meet. Now, the meet was scheduled to be at 11:30 outside Primark in the centre of Manchester, and when I looked on the map, it turns out that there is a Metrolink station, Market Street Metrolink station, which is just outside Primark. And as the one end of the Metrolink is actually in Bury, then it was a no-brainer. So on Saturday morning, about 10 o'clock, I left the support coach at the East Lancs Railway and made my way to the Metrolink station, where I jumped on a tram because I bought a ticket, and had a bit of about a 20 minute odd tram ride into the centre of Manchester, and wound up at Market Street station just outside Primark. Yeah, so there I was outside Primark about 20 past 11, and obviously centre of Manchester, sort of mid Saturday morning, it was absolutely heaving with people milling about. Trams was rocking up and down, lots of street traders selling all sorts of mostly mobile phone attachments. Those selfie sticks where you have like a telescopic tube with a little bracket you put your phone on so you can do selfies of yourself. Yeah, and I was stood on the Market Street corner, because Primark is a huge, great block of a building, and it has other shops on the outside of its perimeter. Because there's the Costa Coffee, the Cafe Nero, and there's a Burger King on the other side. But the Primark itself is this huge, massive superstore in the middle. And I thought that the meet was supposed to be on the entrance on the corner of Market Street. So I stood there and I was hanging around outside Primark at the Market Street entrance for best part half an hour. And a few times I strolled up and down in front of Primark towards the Cafe Nero and then back up again. And I couldn't see anybody, and I was looking at my watch. It says it's gone 11:30. Where is everybody? And this went on. It started spitting with rain, and I had to take shelter in the entrance to Primark. And I was getting a bit annoyed about this at this point. And I thought, they've not turned up, have they? They've not bloody turned up. And because I'm not on Facebook, I couldn't Facebook them and say, where are you? So there you are. I was stuck in the street, getting pretty peed off at this point. So I thought, all right, sod this. I'm in the centre of Manchester. I might as well go walk round the shops. So I wandered off. I went to the Arndale Centre. Did a lap of the Arndale Centre in the vain hope that, if they're out doing shopping, then I might bump into them. But sadly, I didn't see anybody. So got back and got back outside. Went round the Arndale Centre, come back out. Went back outside Primark. It was gone 12 o'clock by this time. It was probably about 12:15. And then I walked around the opposite side. So you've got where the big wheel is in the middle of Manchester, and I walked around to the other entrance, and I thought, I didn't realise there was an entrance on the other side. I wondered whether the meetup was here, and I was starting to think, oh bloody hell, I've missed them, haven't I? So then as I was walking back round, I looked on my phone, and lo and behold, there's an email from Bisto Yeti. And he says, and it was timed at 11:33, and he says, we're at Costa's Coffee. So I went round to the Costa's on the other side of the building, and I walked inside and looked and said, they're not here. So I sent Bisto another email message. I says, I'm stood outside Costa's, and come meet me here. And then I thought, maybe I should give him my mobile number, at least he can ring me. So I emailed my mobile to Bisto, and I stood around outside Costa's waiting for something to happen, and then my phone rang, and it was Bisto, and he says, oh, we're in the other Costa Coffee, which is inside Primark. I thought, oh, bloody hell. So he said, oh, it's right near the other entrance next to Burger King, which is the one round the other side. So then I had to walk all the way back round the building again, and as I came up, there was, Richard Bisto Yeti met me, and he took me inside, and there's the rest of the gang sat down having a nice cup of coffee. So yeah, that was my initial meet and greet. I was pretty pissed off at that point. I was like that close to walking away and saying, right, sod this, I ain't doing this anymore. Spit my dummy out. Screw you guys, I'm going home. But yeah, I finally caught up with them. And then they said, right, okay, we're going to the Travelling Man, which is a comic shop. So we came out of Primark, started walking down the street, and then I took this clip.
Right, I'm here. See, look, there's Mr. Rat Trap. No, I'm There's Nosy. Oh. Hello. It is the weird thing. Of course, Bisto and Antronus will walk in front of us.
First, we're going to Travelling Man. So let's go and get some comics.
And that is the last video that I took. I had full intention of taking more videos throughout the event, but sadly I didn't. I was too wrapped up in what actually went on. So yeah, I had the initial meet, which was, obviously Phil, Rat Trap 25, Richard Bisto Yeti, Anton Antronus Prime, John TF Knowlesy, and Sam Firestorm 1989. Yeah, so we started walking. I didn't know where I was going because I don't know Manchester City Centre at all. So we had a wander through the streets, and we rocked up outside this place called Travelling Man, which is a comic shop. And we stood around outside because Phil had been on his Facebook, and we were supposed to be meeting some other guy called Adam White, and he was running a bit late. So we was waiting outside to see if he'd turn up. And we just got chatting then, when we was chatting about stuff. And then Richard Bisto Yeti, being Mr. Benevolent, says, I like meeting people, and it's great, you can meet fellow Transformer fans because then you can give them stuff. And he pulls this out of his pocket. Now, it's a gun. It's a chrome gun for a G1 jump starter, Twin Twist. And just so happens, I've got Twin Twist. So, Twin Twist now has a gun. Thanks a lot, Richard. Even though he can't hold it up because his joints are all loose. Anyway, so yeah, Richard gave me that for absolutely nothing. And we had a little bit of a natter outside Travelling Man about, TFYTC, about what it is to be a YouTube reviewer, Transformer YouTube reviewer in the UK, because so yeah, we had that discussion. Then eventually we went into the Travelling Man and had a look around the comics. I think Rat Trap bought a really big Transformer book that was quite expensive. I was looking at some of the other comics. I wasn't actually comics. I'm not really into comics. I have want to collect the G1 Marvel comics because I used to have them when I was a kid. The new IDW stuff, I've got a couple of the freebie comics that I got at Auto Assembly last year, and the ones you get with the figures when you buy them. I need to figure out what I'm going to do about that. But Tom Owen apparently has got a big bunch of comics that he says he's going to sort out for me at some point, and I'm hoping to buy those, and that might get me into the modern comics. But anyway, we went around there, bought a few things, and then after Travelling Man, we then went to a Forbidden Planet, And of course we went round Forbidden Planet. I mean, the idea of going to Forbidden Planet was to give Adam White a chance to catch up with us, because he was still on his way in. So we went round Forbidden Planet. I bought a book. I bought this. Best of UK, City of Fear. All I can say is Zombie Impactor. Yeah, I decided to buy this one, $14.99, but there you go. So that's some more of the Marvel G1 comics that I have lost. I've got back again, so that was good. Yeah, and eventually when we came out of Forbidden Planet, then we was stood outside, and then we went down the street to a place called Affleck's, which is a bit of a sort of a mini sort of shopping arcade thing. And we stood outside yapping away, and we was waiting for Adam White to turn up, and we was there for I don't know, about 20 minutes or so, and then eventually Adam caught up with us, and then we decided we was going to go to the Witherspoons. So another traipse through the streets, and we went to the Witherspoons. So we all sat down at a table and had a few drinks, and had a really, really good natter. And it's at that point that I took this picture. So you can see all the guys sat round the table. And yeah, there was all sorts of stuff discussed at the table at this point. I mean, obviously, one of the big subjects was, it's the last auto assembly, what's going to happen to auto assembly, and all sorts of things like that. And Adam as well, I mentioned to him that I'm not on Facebook, and then he got into that and decided he's going to try and convince me otherwise. So he then gave him some of my concerns about joining Facebook, because I don't want to join Facebook, and I have a variety of reasons why I don't want to do it. But I don't want to go into them in any great detail on an open forum such as this. But needless to say, Adam did a very, very, very good job of trying to convince me otherwise. There are ways and means to get around a lot of the problems that I see with Facebook. I'm still unconvinced. Good try, Adam, but I'm still unconvinced. Jury's still out. I think I'll hold out a little while longer. I'm still not that keen on joining Facebook just yet. But yeah, I mean, we was in Witherspoons for quite some time, actually. Quite a while. I had some food because I was hungry, and everyone else had a couple of drinks. And then after that, Adam had to leave because he had to get back home so he could do a podcast, because he does those, is it the Old Oil House podcasts, I think? Have I got that wrong? But there's a statue outside the Witherspoons, so we went over and had our pictures taken, standing next to this statue. So after the Witherspoons, some of the guys were hungry, so they said, let's Rat knew this place to go to. So then we went a merry walk through the streets. I didn't know where I was going again. Manchester, I don't know Manchester city centre at all. And we wound up this place called Peachy Keen's. Now Peachy Keen's is a sort of like an all-you-can-eat joint, where you pay for your food in a oneer, and then you can go back for as many courses as you want. Obviously you have to pay for your drinks separately. But yeah, a lot of the guys had, it's got Chinese, Mexican, and all manner of foods in there. I didn't have anything because I was already full from the food that I'd had at the Witherspoons. And yeah, so everybody was filling their faces. And it was at this point, as I said in my 100 subs video, that I decided I was going to subscribe to Antronus Prime's channel. And I got my phone out, and then I discovered that he was on 999 subs, and as it happens I was on 99 subs, so I suggested to him, would you like me to become your 1,000th subscriber? And he said yes, and I told him what my channel was, and he looked at it and said, and we both subscribed to each other, and that moment was just brilliant. It was absolutely awesome. You couldn't make it up. It was it was class, and that made the trip for me. Yeah, so we had some food, and it was in there for a bit, and then after that we then went to well, we was following Richard Bistow Yeti at that point. He seemed to know where he was going, and we went to, again, traipsing through the streets, and we wound up at a pub called Gulliver's, where we got some drinks and went and sat in the back room, and we was all there again discussing stuff about Transformer and TFYTC matters while having a drink. I wouldn't say it was a quiet drink, because there was, behind us, there was another group of people who were very loud and rowdy as they were drinking. And after a while, Sam and John, Firestorm and Knowlesy, had to shoot off to catch their train back to Hull, and about the same time Anton Antronus Prime had to leave as well. So we bade them farewell, and it was just me, Rat Trap and Bistow sat down and had an extra drink. But yeah, it was so great to meet you guys. It was fantastic. It was awesome, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, so it was a fantastic meet. Really enjoyed meeting the guys. Had a good old chat with Adam White. Many things were discussed, and it was definitely worthwhile going. I was a bit pissed off at the beginning because I thought I thought the guys hadn't turned up, but that was my fault because I was round the wrong side of the building at the wrong entrance. But Phil Rat Trap admitted he hadn't made his details clear as to where the actual meeting was supposed to start. So, well, I suppose we was both to blame for that. Yeah, so yeah, that's my little take on the TFYTC Northern meet. There is plans afoot, well, sort of talk afoot at the moment for a Midlands meetup, possibly after Auto Assembly, but more on that close to the time. So yeah, that's just me saying goodbye, and thanks to Phil, RatTrap25, Richard, Bistow Yeti, Anton, Antronus Prime, John, TF Knowlesy, Adam White, and Sam Firestorm 1989. Thanks guys, it was a smashing day out. Really nice to meet you. Goodbye.